Maybe maybe Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our 2025 Media Day for our Kahoma baseball team. I'm Jerome Coley, Sports Information Director, and I'm going to open this up by yielding the floor to Coach Biggs. All right. Can the players who are at the platform also introduce themselves?
My name is Ashton Hall. I'm a freshman here, and I'm from Northeast Mississippi. My name is Justin Hall. I'm a sophomore, and I'm from Southern County.
All right, so we're going to start with a few questions. Coach, to start, do you look for in players who want to compete at the next level?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, there's got to be a level of competing from them as a player. We got to see that, but then also for them as a human being, we want to see great human beings. So I tell our guys and I tell people that we recruit, I want really good human beings that play baseball well. That usually works out for us and how we've done, and we've done a really good job of that these last couple of recruiting classes.
So how do you build team chemistry and keep players motivated throughout the season? We a lot of times follow your baseball social media pages, so we just want you to kind of elaborate on that for our fans.
Well, so what was the last part of that, Cody? I'm sorry.
So how do you build team chemistry throughout the season?
And then what else? I'm sorry.
So team chemistry and keep players motivated.
Keep players motivated. Let's talk about that one first. If you can't get motivated to play in this league, there's something wrong with you. This league is too good for you not to, our young men not to want to come out and compete every time they have the opportunity to come on the field. Team chemistry, it's a family. This group right here does a great job of loving each other, and they get loved on by my little family as well too. So that's how we keep it going.
So to begin this season, we know you added a new assistant coach, Coach Carson Turner. How helpful has he been this season?
Yeah, I want to shout out Coach Turner. He has done an incredible job with our young men, making them better in every aspect from the field, and then also worrying about them as human beings as well. And then he's done a really good job helping me out on the recruiting side. We got some really good guys coming in next year, and keeping adding to that as well.
All right, thank you, Coach. So we're going to open the floor up to ask a few questions of the players. We can start with so we can start that way. What are your personal and team goals for this season?
Some of my personal goals have been to go play at a good four-year school and just to go compete on the diamond every single chance that I get. And then as a team, we just want to win ball games this year, and we want to win a lot more and be very competitive and make close games every single time we step on that field.
So what's your approach at the plate or on the mound in critical situations?
Well, as a pitcher, I like to stay calm and focus on just breathing because at the end of the day, it's all just a game. So you stay calm, you can execute how you want to do it.
What's the biggest challenge you face as a player, and how have you overcome it?
The biggest challenge I would say would just be just being here is not where you always dreamed about playing, but this is opportunity to show what you got. And another thing is just like a goal that we spoke on a while ago is we want people to know that there's a baseball team here at Kahoma. More people than not, I've walked through town and they didn't know that there was a team even here. So this year we're hoping to prove to everybody in Clarksdale and, make some noise and try to, let everybody know that there is a team here, and we want y'all support. Everybody's support that's out there, we need it. And that's really just like one of the biggest challenges, trying to get everybody on board and letting everybody know that we are here and, we're trying to change something. We got Coach Biggs and Coach Turner that work harder than anybody, I think, in the JUCO coaching world. I mean, they push us each and every day, and we really got something to show this year, and I think everybody's going to be excited about it.
So what's the best advice a coach or a teammate has given you about improving your game?
The best advice probably is just to stay calm through all situations. You prepare yourself well for games, so you should be, when game time comes, you should be good and calm and collective.
All right, so now we have a few questions from the softball team. So
Who's it for? All right, cool.
You want to? Yeah, I'll take it. I feel like doing the community service hours have been helpful a lot for all of us as a team, especially. We're all going out, helping the environment get better. Like we went the other day and go clean the park together. I feel like that just is some team bonding for us that we don't really understand yet, but later on in life we will.
My name's Takira. I'm back catcher in center field. This is a question for all y'all. Who inspired y'all to play baseball?
For me, growing up, my dad always talked about playing baseball. Ever since I was a baby, I've had a bat, I've had a glove in my hand. So I think that's who really inspired me to just go play baseball.
For me, it was definitely my grandfather. He grew up playing baseball whenever he was younger, and he's always just kind of passed it on to me. And yeah, that's my how I.
For me, I really didn't have any like family members that played sports before. A lot of my family members rode horses and did stuff like that, but my dad got me into it at an early age, and it just really carried on from there. I've played probably thousands of baseball games, and enjoyed every minute of it. And I wouldn't have wanted to spend any other of my time doing anything else. I've made a lot of best friends and families doing this, and this is one of the most important families that I've been a part of, and really am excited to be with these boys this year, and I think we're going to do something cool.
It started with me, family of athletes. My brother, my uncle, mom, dad, we all just grew up playing ball, and they helped me, guide me into playing baseball. That's how it started.
My name's Shadiah, and I play field. What advice would you give to young players looking to make it?
This for everybody.
This for the coach and for the players.
Young players wanting to make it. So for me, and what we look for and what we kind of go out and see, be able to play at your high school. I think that's a big thing. Making sure you get on the field, not necessarily maybe as a freshman or a sophomore, but for sure your junior and senior year, and having stats there, and then the personality traits, are you tough mentally? Are you tough physically? Are you consistent in the way that you do everything? Are you selfless? Are you a good teammate? And are you prepared? I think those are kind of the pillars that we look for from the recruiting side and from the coaching staff.
Me personally, I think baseball is a game of failure. You're going to fail a lot. I mean, the greatest fail 7 out of 10 times. And I think you just can't give up on what you believe in, what your dreams are. So just keep going and you'll make it.
Some advice I would give is to always keep working and, never let anybody tell you that, you're too small or anything. Because I was always told I was too small growing up. And, yeah.
My advice would be sort of like he said, just work, stay in the gym, get after it. There's always going to be people that say that, like he said, you're not going to make it, not going to be good enough. But as long as you stick with it, and, you have your family in your corner, and, there's going to be people out there that's looking for somebody for you to play baseball at the next level. It may not be exactly where you want to go, but if you keep working, you'll get there, over time.
Basically picking off on what they said, just always work, just continue working. Stuff that you do in the dark always gonna come to light, so you just gotta make sure that you put in hours outside of baseball, outside of practice. It's stuff that you do all the time, and just make sure you put in extra work.
Okay, this question for you, Will. What's your favorite memory for last season, and what do you want to improve this season?
Favorite memory, I mean, just really all the games, just enjoying the games with the guys. It's always fun. It's always memorable. Like regardless, like of course we just didn't have the best record, but obviously just playing with the guys and enjoying their time, that's always good. And this year, just feel like we have a lot to prove. People always look down on us, so we gotta all us came to understand that we have a lot to prove this year and work harder.
This is my last question. This is for everybody. How do y'all handle pressure, like big pressures during the games?
Well, basically just like always working up towards that moment, understand that when time comes that you can always be in a critical situation at any time. So just keeping a level head and like being understanding, just keeping your approach simple at all times.
Pressure's a big one in baseball, and I think that Coach Biggs and Coach Turner do a great job of trying to prepare us as much as they can for a game, pressure. Really the biggest thing is don't let it saying is don't let it have a snowball effect. So if one thing happens, don't let another bad thing happen back behind it. And that's something that Coach Biggs preaches a lot whenever we're practicing. If we have a bad play, make sure that, you clear it, get it out of your head, and let's get after the next play. I think that, last year we played Meridian, and it was a 3-2 game. Danny pitched a great game. And me and one of the other guys, Paysinger, we came in and closed it. And that was one of the bigger wins that we have had in a while. They were a ranked team, and, that was a big win for us. And hopefully we can have some more like that this year, just staying with what we've, been taught these last few months and what we've been working on and all throughout the fall and these last couple weeks.
Is it for me as well?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Preparation. You got to trust your preparation. Yeah, those moments get big; they're huge. But you've got to trust the things that you've done and trust yourself. Because if you put in the work and do the things you're supposed to do, it usually comes on the right side.
For me, I always think back to something Coach Big told all of us. He said, "You don't rise to the occasion; you fall to the level of your preparation." So I think we've all worked hard. Everybody's done their thing. So if you prepared, then you're going to do what you know to do. It's a muscle memory.
I try to remember that I've prepared for whatever moment that comes in my way, and that through my training that my skill plays whenever the time is needed. And I personally, God helps me through a lot of things, and I think talking to him while I play has been a very big thing for me these past couple of months especially. So
This is my last question. This for you, Coach Biggs. What inspires you to be the baseball coach at CCC?
Opportunity. As a young assistant, been in the league for a couple years, and then moved off for a year, getting a chance to come back home to my home state and to coach in this league. So opportunity. And it's been a great place to me for the last 2 years, going on third year. You want to talk to? So I would say opportunity is what allowed me to be here. And it's been a great place.
So a question from an audience member was, what was the biggest lesson that baseball has taught you all in life?
Biggest lesson.
Listen.
For me, it's you're never out. There's always an opportunity. There's still innings. There's still outs. Keep fighting. Keep doing the things that you've prepared to do. And then for me also too is relationships. That's a big deal I've gotten out of this.
The biggest lesson I've learned is to never give up. There's always going to be another chance. There's always going to be another play you can make. Even if you mess up, you're going to get another shot. So I think just keep going no matter what you do.
my biggest lesson is to not take things for granted. This game's not forever, and you just got to enjoy every single chance that you get to play on the field and play every game like it's your last.
Biggest thing baseball's taught me is just it's bigger than baseball. Last year, I really learned, that baseball didn't teach me as much about baseball as it did just character. It taught me just how to be a better human being, taught me how to, stay more level-headed. And, that's just sort of how life's going to go. Everything's not going to be, how you clear cut it and want it to, and you dream it to be. And, I know we worked hard last year and it was really just a frustrating season, but, it taught me a lot about just, how life's going to be and how to get through life and, just to be a better man each and every day.
What baseball has taught me is that failure is always going to happen. You're always going to fail at times, but it's what you do after those times that make you a better person.
Good afternoon, everyone. This question is for the athletes, of course. So how do you juggle being a student athlete and schoolwork? So I asked the softball girls this as well, with submitting your work on time, going to classes, all of that good stuff.
I focus on school more of my time because, I did come here to play baseball, but I also come here to get an education. And keeping up a good GPA is going to allow me to play baseball. So I try to focus on that. But, it's just you got to have good time management to do all these things. So I think that's just a mental thing to it, just making sure you have time to do all these things.
I think having a routine is really important. I stick to a routine every single chance or every single day, and going to class is obviously in that routine. And so, yeah, just going to class is really important. You know, you have a library as well. You have the things here at CCC to help you utilize and to get your education. So, yeah.
The biggest thing for me is really just communicating with your instructors. I mean, if you let them know that you're going to be out, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to let you know that you have a couple extra days to submit it, or if you have an online class, try to get that work done a few days earlier before then it's due. Don't wait till the last second. And it's really just communicating and trying to get everything done before. Don't procrastinate till the last minute.
Big thing with me is growing up, my mom always told me that you gotta prioritize the things that come first. And like Ashton said, you having a good GPA would take you to another college, take you farther, and will also, so student athlete, you have to be a student first before you play ball.
And then my last one for the athletes, what advice would you give to a freshman looking to come to Kahoma to play baseball?
The advice I would give them is to understand that it's going to be difficult going from home, going away from your parents, but also knowing that you also have brothers and other people that'll back you up, and knowing that everyone has your back, and just be consistent in what you do.
What I would tell a freshman coming in would probably be that this is one of the most difficult JUCO leagues, probably arguably maybe in the country. We play a lot of really good teams, and you're going to play a lot of really good baseball. And if you're coming to Kahoma, just make sure that you're working hard each and every day, putting in time, going hitting, throwing. Whenever you're on break, make sure you're staying consistently in the gym, getting after it. And a lot of good things come from just working and staying after it, and you will be really successful, and you can see your way out of Kahoma fairly quickly.
Me being a freshman right now, me coming here was a I was kind of scared because it was a new place, new environment. I mean, I moved 3 hours away from home to come here, and these boys here, everybody up here is a sophomore. They all taught me that, like, it's gonna be okay. We're all your family, and I think that's what I tell a freshman next year coming is you're gonna be all right. Everybody's gonna treat you good, and it's just gonna be like your second home here.
Uh, Definitely dealing with adversity here. You know, you're going to deal with a lot of it, especially with this place. You know, with our baseball program in the past hasn't been as successful, and everybody looks down on you. You know, so that's some adversity that you get when you first come here, and that's kind of like a label you have when you first get here, and that's not something that we all want. So that's something that I would definitely tell them is to just keep going, and like everybody else said, we're a family here, and you have people to talk to, you have brothers to come to, and so yeah.
Coach, we know that a lot of times we can see from social media the baseball team doing different things in the community. So how does strong community engagement and involvement impact your team's morale and success?
Yeah, so I think we talked about it a little bit. I think Daniel kind of hit on it a little bit about, maybe that helps us grow as a team. But my deal about it is, we are a community college. It's in our name. So we got to be first in the community to do things like that kind of stuff. We're very big at what we do in there. And I think for these young men, it gets them out of the comfort zone a little bit. They're going to do things that they necessarily have never done before. That's going to allow them to grow as young men.
So we'd like to open the floor for questions if anyone would have any.
Oh.
What's something that you've seen change the most with the baseball team? The program itself, just bringing in new guys, hardworking people every time. Like of course, it's like changed like mentality wise. Like this group handles adversity better and just work harder and get after it.
Who's it for? All right. The key to the season to do the things we want to do. It's ultimately, no doubt in my mind, gonna be stay together. This group has the makings of being able to do the things that we want to do. We just can't let self get in the way of those things. We play together. We do the things that we talk about. We and have fun. I think we get away from that sometimes in athletics and college and this, and we gotta have fun. I think with this group right here does a pretty good job of that sometimes. So, that answer your question, John Wyatt?
So I think this might be the last question, but what are you all looking forward to the most out of this season? And that's for everyone.
Looking forward to most? I guess for me, with this being my third year and all these guys being ours, and since I got here, I'm excited to see the sophomores and what they do. And then seeing them get their opportunities to move on to the next level. And the next year is going to be the same answer for my freshmen. It's this place is about development and ultimately doing things you got to do and getting out of here. So I guess for me, it's seeing the sophomores go on to where they want to go next year.
For me, I'm excited to win some baseball games. I've seen every one of these guys sitting in the crowd, everybody up here, work as hard as they can to try to prove themselves. So I feel like we're going to have a really good baseball season this year. So I'm just excited to win some baseball games.
Yeah, I'm excited to win baseball games as well, and I'm just ready to compete on the mound and at the plate in any way that I can for this team and go to war with my brothers.
I know it's one of our goals as a team is to make playoffs, and that's really, something that I expect out of this group. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, we've never done it in school history. We've never made playoffs as a baseball team in school history, and I know that I've been saying about everything at the end of every question that I've been asked, we're going to do something pretty amazing this year, and I think that right there could be something that's really amazing for this group if we can, get in the playoffs and, just really do something that hasn't ever been done here. And I know that Coach Turner's sitting back there in the back and he's being a little shy, but he's helping us out a lot in many ways. He makes pitching programs, we do more drills. Last year we didn't do the amount of work as on the pitching side. And, I think it's really going to show this year that, he's going to help us out a lot on the mound and, just the drills and, having set plans, what we're going to do throughout the week is really going to help us out a lot.
Winning games, of course, but more so just enjoying the wins. Enjoying the wins with each one that we call our brothers. Just enjoying that time that we have with them and understanding that baseball season is eventually going to end, so we have to enjoy every moment and every time we step on the field.
To piggyback off of Dr. Hunter's question, as a former athlete, I know that when we look at our schedules, it's always one game on that schedule that we are a little bit more excited about than any other. Which game are each of you guys most excited about playing this season?
I'm excited for the very first game and then the game right after that one. Just getting to the next game is what I'm excited for.
Yeah, piggyback off that, I'm excited for every single game we play too. But personally, I'm from down the south, from Gulfport, Mississippi, so Mississippi Gulf Coast is a pretty big game for me. And Pearl River Community College, those two schools, pretty big games for me.
The game that I'd be most excited about is Southwest. We got to handle Southwest this year. Coach Biggs coached at Southwest for, a couple of years, and, that's internal over there, whatever happened. But we take that game right there a little bit more personally than we do any of them. And we're going to bring it to Southwest.
Well, with me getting hurt last year, I'm just excited for every game, really just being able to step on the field and just staying healthy to be able to play.
All right, Coach. So we're gonna leave the final remarks to you and your son if he has any remarks.
Do you
as
have
well.
anything? You can talk. You say hey. He's just looking at him. No, I just want to thank y'all, the communications department. I want to thank Dr. Towner, Selena Reeves, our AD. I want to thank them for all the support they give us. I think the biggest thing, and it's been said a couple of times, just the community support. That's a big deal to us. Just make sure we're coming out to ball games and seeing these guys do the things that they do because they're pretty good at it when they want to be. And I expect that to be a lot this year. So thank y'all so much.
So, Coach, when is you guys' first game?
Next Wednesday, home game, 12 o'clock, doubleheader. So 3 o'clock, 3:30 with the second game.
So our first game, to piggyback off what Coach said, is next Wednesday, February the 5th.
February the 5th. Yes, sir.
All right. So once again, thank you everybody for coming out and for our viewers on Facebook Live and YouTube. And we are now signing out.
All right, go get a picture. Everybody.